Do you actually need an introduction? Do I have to introduce what we're going to talk about today? What a day. Of course, Michael Olise is staying, not leaving, yes, staying at Crystal Palace. What a twist to the saga. Also, Steve Parish spoke about it with Sky Sports about our transfer activity. Roy also spoke about Olise signing a new deal. Let's not waste any time. Let's get started with Palace News. What is going on, people? Welcome to Live Palace News. For once, smiles on our faces. After doom and gloom, ever since Wolf has left, the Olise saga is over. And it ends with Olise remaining as a Crystal Palace player after signing a 4-year deal. After we heard him getting his release clause activated literally 2 days ago. What on earth has happened? We'll be discussing that and more. But before we get started, people, if Steve Parish can pull that Olise deal out of the bag, I know you guys can pull something out as well. Let's get 200, not 100. I want 200 likes today if you do enjoy the content. And also, if you're new here, I want to see more Palace content. Make sure to subscribe. There's about over 100 of you here already. I'm going to go through some of the comments as well, but I need to have a breather because every time I talk about Olise today, I just run out of breath. I can't contain my excitement. AJ, how did you react to the news? Turning on Olise and Steve Parish sitting on the table, signing a new deal. Did he actually believe that it was true? Let's start.
I didn't even think. I legitimately thought somebody was pranking me. Oh, it was one of these parody accounts or something. When I looked on Twitter, I think it must have been like 1, 2 o'clock this afternoon. I sort of looked at it and I thought, nah, that can't be right. I thought it was like an old picture. I thought it was like either an old picture or it's been fabricated or somebody's trolling. So I thought, all right, let me scroll over to Instagram. Then I see it leaked. Then I'm looking at the date. Then I'm checking. Then I'm having to check the date at work. You know, I'm having to get my work computer and go, hang on. No, this can't be right. This ain't real. This ain't real. Bro, I don't even think it's even fathomed, man. I'm a gas guy, bro. I tell you, hey, I needed this.
Like signing.
I needed
I'll be
this.
Honest, like it feels like we've got a new player, but we're just keeping a player. Like I don't know what exactly it is. I can't describe it. I can't put words into it because, as I've said, literally when I saw the news today, I had to put my phone down because I got so excited. I just couldn't think straight. Like I had other things to do. I just couldn't think straight. So I put my phone down for about 4 or 5 hours. Then afterwards, I got back into it. But even now, going back into the raw emotions at the time, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, there is no way on earth we have pulled this out of the bag. And no way on earth. When I say we have to give credit to Parish, who's also got a lot of criticism by us, by some of the people that appear on this show, but also some people that appear in the comment section as well. It's been a rough, long summer, but hopefully this is a turnaround. Because AJ, I'll be honest, when we talk about lack of ambition and all of that, he pulled the opposite. Hats off to him. You have to give credit when it's due.
It's what I needed, man. I swear to God, like, after the past few weeks that we've had and having to watch and look and just watch every day going onto social media, that player's link going away. And it was like the Zaha chain reaction. It looked like it was going in the wrong way, in the wrong direction. Then this is a Steve Parish masterclass. And if I've ever criticized Stephen Parish in any time of this window, my apology needs to be loud as my disrespect. He's done a blinder. I can't believe it. I am very, very happy. Obviously, we're not going to see him for a while due to obviously him recovering from the injury, but it's crazy, man. And can we take a moment to acknowledge the swag that he was wearing during the contract renewal? That beautiful French prince, man. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff.
I saw people say we have to put that hat to the back at the club shop, I was thinking, I don't think people realize what hat he's wearing. He's not wearing any other hat.
He's wearing a
literally
Supreme one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think we can afford to put that in the club shop. I'll be honest, because we just spent our money on keeping Olise literally here. But in terms of like the overall reaction, I want to go through it as well. Go through the comment section because it's only right that you guys have your say as well. Parish and Dougie are good, says Red. Gunner says agree with AJ, big respect for Steve. Benjamin says I just got my A-level results today and passed all my exams. Another Olise news, great day.
Congrats, bro. Congrats.
Well done. Could have been AI, Olise, and Parish photo. I thought, look, no, I'll be honest. So at first I believed it. Then afterwards I was like, I need Steve Parish to record a video saying, yes, this is actually happening, in case he got hacked. And then I was waiting on actual Palace to tweet it because I was like, what? Like, maybe he got hacked. But let's talk about, let's move the emotions aside for a second. And let's talk about why did Olise sign this still, AJ, do you think? He was on the verge of going to Chelsea.
I've got a few.
Agreed. Is it a case of Palace offering him a better deal? Is it the project? Why do you think Olise wants to stay at Palace for another 4 years? We'll talk about whether he will stay. Don't worry, we've got that covered as well. But why? Why, AJ?
I think there are loads of different reasons that potentially could be behind it. I think, in all fairness, if we're looking at, first of all, his development, I don't think, based on the past sort of 2 years he's ready to sort of go to a club like Chelsea and hold bench. I just don't think. I think he respects himself a little bit more than that, and I think he rates himself a lot higher than that. Maybe some people around him spoke some sense into him. A lot of those young men have gone over to Chelsea and are signing their lives away, obviously, for a very decent pay packet. Nobody can agree with that. If I was in that situation, I'm doing the same. But at the end of the day, common sense has to prevail. They are just recycling players over at Chelsea, and there's something a little bit of a miss there. And at the end of the day, if Olise has 1 or 2 bad games, next thing you know, he's isolated, he's sitting on a bench, and he might have to sit there for another 8 years. Next thing you know, he's getting loaned out to the Petit Arnhem and all the rest of it. You see what I'm saying? So
yeah, with the contract,
there's that.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it could even have been just a long ploy with the agent and the team. Maybe they were trying to get a better deal for him, which he deserves anyway. I would have given him that deal regardless. A player of that kind of potential, a player of that kind of excellence, pay him the money, build a team around him. Hopefully, a certain recent England international is next on the list. That would be lovely. That'll be the icing on the cake. But I don't know, man. There's obviously loads of reasons. Obviously, there's also a lot of rumors about the alleged complaints that were made to the Premier League about Chelsea's conduct. It's not, like I said yesterday, it's not the first time that they've been in trouble for doing some sketchy business. So maybe, our chairman's come out and, swinging. Either way, it's a masterclass. In a million years, I promise you, I did not see this coming. Did not see it coming.
Louis has a question saying, do you think Olise said yes to Chelsea or was all of that bullcrap? I think he probably did speak to them and said yes. That's why they probably activated the release clause. I just think Palace came with an offer and I think Palace just sat him down. What do you think, AJ?
I think what you got to understand about personal terms is if a rival company bops up to you and says, all right, we're going to give you double the money what you got, if we can arrange your, release or transfer from wherever you're at, who's not going to do that? Unless you know that company's in flames or you know that company's about to head into the bin, nobody's in their common sense is not going to be able to do that. So I don't think personal terms is normally an issue for pretty much any player, because every time we hear about transfer rumors or alleged in the nose, who are all in the mud, by the way, but we'll get into that another time or maybe a bit later. Agreed personal terms doesn't seem to be an issue with any footballer, unless you are going to somewhere where the money might potentially be compromised. It is very rare nowadays that a high-level Premier League player doesn't agree personal terms. I think you always have to kind of get your feel around.
Or do we not hear about it? There's also that side. It's a case of if you go to the table and you don't agree personal terms, then there's no real deal there in the first place, so it doesn't really get reported. There might be.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that I feel like Olise's got a lot more common sense than people realize, to be fair, because from what I've seen from him, when he has sort of made that transition, he's gone to Reading, he's done exceptionally well, he's made that transition to Crystal Palace, and he's grown into this kind of player. I think he's a player that kind of backs himself, and I think he's a player with a bit of common sense about him to know, or whoever he's got around him, to know they're performing and acting in the best interests of him. And that may not always favour Palace, I'll be honest, on that side of things, especially with where the club is at right now and where it is at this moment, because I still think there's a lot of pieces to the jigsaw we need to get right if we're serious about being ambitious. But in all fairness, I think we got to be a bit. I got to respect Olise a little bit, because I feel like he's walked out of this better as well. You know, he's still going to be loved by Palace fans. He still has an opportunity to move to a bigger club should that opportunity arrive. And at the same time, he's probably doubled, potentially tripled his salary and whatever he was on before. I can't be mad at that.
You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for him to step on the pitch.
Oh, it's going to erupt.
I can't wait for that. Exactly. Selhurst, first game back at Selhurst for him is going to erupt. And I'm going to be there no matter what. I have to be there to witness that, because the love he's going to get is going to be fantastic. Look, at the end of the day, regardless of 2 to 3 times salary, you're still competing against Chelsea. Olise didn't have to sign this new deal. He didn't have to. He decided to sign it. Yes, Steve Parish pulled out wonders, but Olise committed to that project. Or committed to what Parish wanted in the first place. Olise could have easily said, he could have went like this. Olise could have easily said, thank you, I like this new deal. It'd be excellent for me financially, but I still want to move Chelsea. But he said the opposite. He said, you know what, I want to stay at Palace. And for that, I think he's going to get huge love. And I think he deserves that as well. But I want to say one thing. I want this to be a turnaround after what's been a long summer. There's only been 2 weeks left of the window. And we've only heard about the Corre, Eze, Olise, Zaha, all of these players leaving. I want us to be a turnaround. I think Parish has done a fantastic job, but we are not done yet in terms of business. There is still 1 or 2 more business that needs to be done, which Parish spoke about, and I'll get the quotes out. But if we build on this, and if this is a turnaround, this could lead up from a season where we're talking about, oh, can we stay up, to a season of, can we finish in the top 10? It could easily flip like that if we do bring in the players. So overall, I'm excited. I'm over the moon. I'm pleased that Olise is staying. But let's make the most out of the talent that we got now by filling in the gaps of that 1 or 2 positions that we know we need to strengthen. Left winger, ideally, over Franca. Another option would be good, and a striker. That's what I think we need by minimum. Of course, there's other positions that we can debate. But if we can do that, then I think even with Parish, I think that improves, his reputation even more at Palace as of recent times, where a lot of people were criticizing him. Let's move on to the comments. Mini and Fed says, if Che Adams comes and starts over Edward, poor Edward is being scammed. We'll talk about Che Adams and all those plays after. Today's Olise show. Today's Olise's time. Such a small club, still finished above you last season. Hold that. Noah says Olise made the right choice and stayed at the better team, Palace over Chelsea. Gaika says, I think he didn't want to go to Chelsea and play in rotation. Is there new release clause? I think this is the interesting talking point as well about Olise. There might be a new release clause, but one thing that I am for certain now is that new release clause is going to be nowhere near that £35 million. And I don't mind Olise having a release clause, but for its true value. We're talking about a player that got, only 1 less assist than Saka, which, Arsenal fans rightly so are saying he's one of the best wingers, if not the best winger in the Premier League. And that was Olise at Palace. Only 1 less assist. So Elise's value is much more than £35 million. And even if he does have a new release clause, then I'm not that angry about it, as long as it's in the 60 to 70 million range. Because I think that
get the value for money. That's all that matters, man.
Exactly. That will be very nice profit on Olise, and everyone will win then. I think Palace will win, Olise will win, everyone wins. So with the release clause, I'm not as bothered. That 35 million was bothering me because that is super cheap in today's market for a player that has got talent and potential that he hasn't, lived up to yet because he's still young. He will do as he gets older, as he gets more experience. So there might be a new release clause. I don't know the figure. I don't think AJ does as well. And maybe over time we'll find out. But even when we find out, we have to be aware, because even with this release clause, it got us in a mess with, people saying that £35 million got removed, and all along it wasn't removed. So, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it, AJ. Luke saying, Lord Chelsea fans in here watching Palace lives crying while you created. So that's such a huge lift to the club. With a few more incomings, we're looking so strong for next season. So in terms of incomings, AJ, now that Olise is staying, we got Olise, we got Eze, and down the left, ideally, you would want it to be Franca when he's fit. How many more signings do you think we need?
What I mean, I'd like about 3 or 4, but I don't think that's realistic. Let's be practical here. I think we need another striker, and I feel like we need another winger. The only reason why is I'm not convinced that França is going to be particularly ready. I would rather this be his breakout season, if you will, and then let him progress from there. I still feel like we could probably survive with the fullbacks, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a strange one. It's one of them ones where I feel like we're just going to get what we can get. So as to what positions they've identified or what positions they physically will get, that's down to Doogie and Steve to get there over the line and give Roy something to cook with, man. Roy's come out himself and said what he wants. Support the man. So we got something to work with.
Yeah, look, I'm going to read some of the comments about what Steve Parish has said, what Roy said. I think Roy's played a big part to the still as well. And I'll read out Roy Hodgson's comments first. But if you're enjoying the stream, people, there's over 200 of you. Let's get over 200 likes. We have to. If Olise, as I said, if Olise can sign a 4-year deal at Palace, then we can do this as well. But yeah, if you're watching a replay as well, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. So Roy Hodgson on Olise signing a new 4-year contract has said that it's the best possible news for the club. And he said the following, it's the best possible news that we could have. Hodgson said in his pre-Arsenal press conference, I'd been concerned. It's always concerning when a club of Chelsea's stature take interest in a player and people will suggest that a move to them might be the best bet. I had always hoped that we wouldn't be... I always hoped that that wouldn't be the case and that Michael would realize that at a young age, his future here is very bright and we can help him move very quickly onto another level. The decision has been his, which is key. You know, Olise wanted to stay. We offered a deal, but Olise wanted to stay. He's the one that signed the contract. I am delighted for the club. I must congratulate Steve Parish and Dougie Friedman on the fantastic job they've done in persuading him that. And with this pressure from outside, this is your place and this is where we think you'll progress in the right way and develop in the right way. And he followed up saying, as a coach, it is perfect because I really enjoyed the 10 games last year, the manager said. I thought the squad was looking really very interesting. So when the chairman asked me to come back and do another year, I had that in mind. To lose a player like Zaha and then Olise, that would have changed to some extent my perception of it all. For me, it is a red letter day. So Hodgson's
Big Don Roy. Big Don Roy.
Exactly. And Roy, look, he spoke a lot about it. I'm not gonna go through it. Of course, check out Palace's website for all the quotes in depth. But he did say that he had a long chat with Olise when the subject first came about of Olise potentially leaving, which was not only last week, but Roy seemed like spoke to him at the start of pre-season and he made it clear to him how much he enjoyed working with him and the respect that he has for him and how much potential he has as a player. So Roy could have even played a part as well. We give credit to Steve Parish, but, you know, adding up Roy's comments to him, Steve Parish as well, it's good because Roy, with Eze, we've seen it as well. He played a massive part in terms of giving him confidence. And maybe with a player like Olise, he might have got him a bit persuaded as well. You know, the football was good. You still got Eze here, and you can still, you know, develop and leave for a bigger club when the time is right.
Yeah, it makes sense, man. I think at the end of the day, the most important thing is we're getting the best out of this deal. And, you know, at the end of it, we're going to get the best value for money. And that's whether we get the player Olise for that said period of time, or when the day comes that he moves on to bigger and better things, we're going to get some decent coin out of it, man. There's nothing wrong with this, man. It's so funny how one action can just kind of change your mood and one action can kind of just make your whole world flip upside down, man, especially the world of football. It just goes to show what kind of hold it's got on us, man. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. And I tell you what, right? Chelsea. Right? Now, I've got this cup here, yeah? For the Chelsea fans in the chat, one in particular. What I'm going to do, right, if you want, send me your address. I'm going to post it to you. And then all that tears you're there crying in your bedroom or in mummy's basement, I'm going to fill this up. Then put a bit of cling film on it and send it back my way. Now, you might need your mummy or daddy to help you because you sound like you're about 15, 16 years old, so you may not know how the postage works. And then when you send it back to me, make sure you put some cling film over the top. You know, like how Uber Eats deliver. And then send it to me and I'm going to sip those tears, bro.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. It speaks levels. Let's go through some of Parish's comments as well, because he spoke about the deal and even transfers. He said it would have been something unbelievable to sell a player this close to the end of the window, and we would need a ready-made replacement. Parish said about Olise signing a new deal. There's one or two things we would like to do, but we have a lot of good young players that we need to provide a pathway for. And he also added that it gave the club an entire boost for everyone, the fans, the management, the players as well. And he believes that Michael Olise will go to the very top of the game, which I think a lot of Palace fans do as well. And, you know, he also mentioned about transfers, trying to get deals done, hopefully one or two as well in the next couple of weeks, which will be ideal. So even Steve Parish admitted it as well, AJ, that selling Olise at this point would have been, you know, crazy bad. Look, I said it before. For players like Eze and Olise, with that Zaha money in terms of wages, I think if you really want them to stay, you just give them deals. You make them the priority that they should be. Olise, you know, 4-year deal, probably on a very good deal right now. I expect him to be on £100,000 a week. I'm assuming at least, based on everything that's been going around. And Eze should be a player on that similar level. Do you think this could have a domino effect as well? Do you think now is the time, whilst everything is happening and we're all happy about Olise signing, that we go and try to give Eze a massive deal as well? Because he's only got 2 years left. 2 years is not that long. And if he doesn't sign in a new contract this season, then in the summer, the upcoming summer, we might have to sell Eze unless we want to use it for free, which I don't think anyone would.
Yeah, it's fair. I think depending on what we do with the rest of the window, and and convincing Olise to sign when he was just allegedly out the door, according to some, it's a statement of intent. It just kind of shows that, look, you know, we're serious. We're looking to build the team around you guys. So that would be, for me, the likes of Anderson, Gay, Eze, Decore, Olise. If we're a serious club and we're serious about progressing and showing ambition, this is definitely the kind of moves and the kind of signatures that we need to do. And then people like to compare us to Brighton, which I'm not really a fan of, but we move. But at least when clubs or bigger clubs come along with these players, we at least get top money for them, and then we can reinvest it into the team. It only logically makes sense. And I don't know why Eze would want to leave right now. He's sitting on top of the world. I think, in all fairness, we've managed to get him into the England team. He's one of the front man, if not the front man of the team right now. And he's in the form of his life. Why not, man? Strike while the iron's hot. Let's go.
And by the way, I just want to, before we go through more comments, I just want to say one thing about the Olise deal. Look, it's fantastic that he signed for 4 years, but in honesty, I'm not really that bothered if he doesn't stay for 4 years. If we get a good price for him, that's all that matters. If you get a good price for him, players will move on. We saw it with Zaha. He moved on for free. And I don't think we'll be blocking his pathway. If a big club is interested and if Olise continues his development as it is, that will only be natural. I think he's got all the talent in the world, or got all the potential in the world to become one of the best wingers in the Premier League. As I said, he only had one less assist than Saka, double-digit assists last season for Palace, 11, which was, I think, a Premier League record. So Olise may leave next summer. He may leave next summer. He may not stay for 2-3 years. But at the end of the day, even if Olise leaves next summer, it should be on our terms, which is the most important thing. It won't be clubs like Chelsea coming and knocking on the door and saying Olise for £35 million, thank you. None of that should be happening and will be happening, hopefully, after this new deal. So 1 more year of Olise, I'm happy for him because he can continue to show the world what he can do, and it benefits the club as well. I don't think anyone loses out right now. Olise's got a better deal, but also Olise could potentially leave next summer. But I don't think that would be the worst case scenario because we'll have a bit more time to plan ahead for that. I'm pretty sure them conversations might have happened with Olise in the first place, or he might stay for 4 years. Who knows? But even if he was to leave at this point, the club is in a stronger position, and that's all that matters. And Olise is in a stronger position because he's got 1 more year of Premier League football, guaranteed first team starter, and hopefully he takes it. And if he does prove himself, he can get that big move. And it'll be sad for us, but you know, we can't keep a player like Olise if he does get double-digit assists every single season. It's going to be extremely hard. Saying that, 70 to 80 million pounds, if he does perform like that, I mean, is that the worst thing in the world? It isn't, in my opinion. So, we move. I think everyone wins today. Everyone's eating tonight. Let's just say that everyone is eating tonight.
Wait. Apart from Chelsea.
Yeah, literally, apart from Chelsea.
I don't care.
To be fair, they've been eating too much. It's about time that they'll fast it for one day.
Gluttony's a sin, bro. Gluttony's a sin.
Yeah, they've nearly spent $1 billion. So they're too much. Time to calm down. A bit of calmness. So yeah, literally. Let's go through comments. Let us know what you guys think about this. Ryan says he didn't want to hear a load of push on Chelsea. Instead, he wants to play for the mighty Palace. I love that money move loses in this case. I love it. Keep waffling like we can't pay his new release clause. Go ahead, pay his new release clause. If you want to pay, I don't know his new release clause, but I can guarantee you it's not going to be 35 to 40 million pounds, 100%. And if you want to pay 70 to 80 or maybe 90, I don't know what Palace have put, then go ahead. You're going to make us literally make us get that 60 million pound profit or 70 million pound profit, depending on how much he sells for. We got him for peanuts. So go ahead. And you lot are that dumb that you would probably pay for whatever because you think money is going to buy success. So I'll happily take that. At least you're not getting 35 million. You're going to have to pay double now, which is fine with me. You can pay for these new release clause. When Leon trigger his release clause, it'll be a win-win for all. I don't know about that. I don't think I'll be happy. I don't think I'll be happy with Leon getting Olise. Twisted says, football is to win trophies, not just make money and survive. Yeah, I agree. You can, but Mateta, if you want, £35 million. Jackson is the only forward. Oh, that's hilarious.
They'd probably pay it as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I'll probably pay and then give him an 8-year deal and then sell him on. I don't know. It's dodgy things happening at that football club. God knows what they'll do with Mateta. Todd Bowley is Burger Hodgson. Imagine a big fan like Chelsea and you come into Palace Live to cry your salty tears. Crystal Palace needs more signings. I think everyone agrees. So
yeah, for sure.
So AJ, in terms of names, now it gets interesting. Who can you see being our next signing?
Realistically.
If Parish said maybe one or two more signings,
I would go with. I still don't like the Shea Adams thing. I don't. If anything, I feel like Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Nah, that's done, bro. Forget about that. You think Chelsea are selling Callum Hudson-Odoi to us?
Yeah. They might be a little. They might be slightly bitter. But remember, financial fair play, they got to make their money back. So
yeah, but other clubs are interested, such as Fulham.
Do you know what?
I don't know if this.
I'd still go back in for Tressa. It sounds a bit crazy, but I think I'd still go back in for Tressa.
Does he want to come to us?
He did reject us, but then I think he did that on a naive step. I'm not convinced that he actually did the proper research because from the comments I heard and from the rumors I heard, I mean, I'll be honest, I don't really have any specific names in mind off the top of my head. I mean, apart from the usual suspects. I mean, Balogun's still one I would really love to get, but I'm going to be honest, I think we're just outpriced. I mean, Monaco and Inter Milan can't seem to get him. So, in all fairness, I'd actually go for Amando Broya. I still think he's quality, but once again, that's another Chelsea.
Yeah, exactly. Forget about that one as well.
Player they're just stacking in their cupboard. Yeah, just another player they got stacked in their cupboard like that they ain't got to utilize or use. I mean, I wouldn't be mad at Shea Adams. I just feel like we can do better.
Maybe.
I know we've been linked. I know we've been linked with a few unknown South Americans. Nascimento's another one from Botafogo. I would not say no to. I do like him.
Oh, he's been linked as well.
And he's got a high ceiling as well. And he seems to obviously have some kind of relationship with the board because obviously they had their dinner. They were pictured with Franca and co. So, I don't know. Maybe one of the Leeds wingers. One of the Leeds wingers for sure. One of them.
I wonder what it means for our budget then, AJ. Because look, we're back to square one. Elise is staying. We're not getting that 35 million or 31, depending on the selling clause to Reading that we was about to get. Thankfully, we're not getting it. I'm happy. I'm so happy that we're not getting 30 million pounds, which is crazy amount of money. But does that mean that we might have a tighter approach in a way if we don't have that much money left? Because
I'm not sure. Because remember. I'm not sure because remember, the one thing you obviously got to also consider is the fact that we've still got 2 loan options potentially. So it might be a case of we might decide, you know what, we can't get over the line. Let's just go get a loan. I know a lot of people have been mentioning Spence, but I have a few reservations about going for Spence. I don't think I've got enough time. But cut a long story short, I think there's definitely something in his attitude that seems to be stuck there, and it seems to be following him.
Don't you think?
And I feel like he's a success based on circumstances. Because when he was at his previous club, Middlesbrough, he had an awful reputation. He went to Nottingham Forest. They didn't sign him permanently. He's gone to Tottenham. He can't get anywhere near the team. They've swapped their manager and he still can't get anywhere near the team. And I'm hearing a few rumours on the streets that he's not the easiest young man to deal with. Should you base a player based on that kind of reputation? Not always, but I've got a few reservations about that. And I feel like where the squad is at, maybe throwing a egg in there might not be the right protocol right now.
Yeah, but don't you think, based on how we've seen Roy connect with the likes of Eze and even speaking with Olise and, you know, giving him advice as well, don't you think Spence having a manager that's experienced like Roy could actually help him? Because we've seen at Tottenham it was toxic and they've just changed up just only recently with a new manager, and Emerson Royale's, I think, is going to be favoured ahead of Spence. And Spence has had a rough time. Don't you think a new environment, a new manager, a new club, less expectation, less eyes on you could help him? Because at Palace,
he did, he did that in France. He went to France for 6 months and didn't do anything.
But it's not easy moving to another country. Staying local can help him. Not every player can do that. But so you don't see Roy, or
I can't
try. You wouldn't attempt.
I think if there's a reputation there, and there's a chance to sign him, I feel like I trust Doogie and Steve to do what they need to do in the background to maybe do their due diligence, but then are we going to take the risk and get 3 right backs? Potentially 4, because we don't even know if Ferguson signed yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
If it's on loan,
that's a problem we could potentially drag out to January, potentially next summer. What I'm worried about, what I'm more concerned about, is right now. And I think right now, the major concerns for me is potentially a left winger. If Mateta is going to stay and the budget doesn't work, then obviously just persevere with the 2 strikers for now. I can't believe I'm saying it, but persevere with them 2. And then maybe look at a left back option. Because I feel like Tariq needs the competition.
Yeah, Lewis Hall's gone. Well, it seems like he's going to go to Newcastle. So that's out of the way as well. Look, I think the striker, I said it all along, I think striker is the most interesting position because you don't really have that many quality strikers out there that you could get for a decent price. Normally, you have to pay the premium. And I'm wondering what is going to happen in that area. Realistically, a loan would make sense. But the only loan I could think about is maybe Broja from Chelsea. Then again, I think them ties are all cut right now. I don't know,
you know, Broja, from what I saw Broja scoring and running up to us in the crowd last season, he looks like a kind of bad man I can't be trifled with. He looks like the kind of person I would...
We broke
no, but hear me out. You see what I'm saying? I feel like there's something about Broja that I reckon if he really wanted to loan or get the move, bro, I feel like he'd pop into Todd Bowie's office and tell him he's moving and just, that's it. You don't look like he can be trifled with like that. Like you can't be toying with man, giving man the 8-year deal and then telling me you're getting sold to this club. I don't think he'd have it, bruv. Them Albanian man move different. I'm not on it.
Yeah, but look. Today is a positive day. And literally for once, it took us a while. It took us like a few months for once. Well, France was positive as well. But today it just feels like a new signing. It feels like a big middle finger to the big clubs as well, such as Chelsea, saying, you know, if you can try, but you're not going to go get him. And I think Steve Parish literally said that to Olise. He said, what do you want? Let's talk. What do you want to see? What do you want as your career? Do you want to, you know, get sold maybe in a year or 2? Do you want more money? And I think we've done that. And that speaks levels to the ownership group. But as I said, today should only be the start of a start of something that was very frustrating. Let's get over that. This past month or so, let's try and forget about it. Now we got 2 more weeks to revive our transfer window. We've got 2 more weeks to bring in not that many players. Like maybe 2 or 3 or 1. I think 1 wouldn't be enough. But let's go and get them deals done, and let's actually look forward to the season. Because remember, we beat Sheffield United, but going into the Arsenal game, me and T done a preview, it felt like a defeat. It felt like we lost the Sheffield United game because of all the Elise news. But it's now time to use the momentum to actually push forward as a club. Because honestly, the summer, it's been dragging. It's been dragging. But now I don't want the window to close because Elise is staying and we got time. We got time to do a bit of business. Question, CBFC Jordan says, what type of striker do you think we should be going for? JP and Eddie are your typical target men types. I'd love an intelligent Giroud, Murray type or an absolute speedster. Better from Udinese. Type of striker. I think if we're going to get a striker, we need to move on Mateta. I just don't see Mateta staying with Edouard and another striker. And that itself, I don't know if it's an issue because he wants to leave. According to reports on the final day of last season, he wants to leave and he's still at Palace. So, AJ, do you see a scenario of Mateta leaving this window?
I don't know. They're cutting it fine. They are cutting it fine if he is going to leave, to be fair, because I'm just not. I don't think our club is savvy enough to get Mateta out the door and within 24 hours have the replacement already lined up. I mean, what about Wahi? He's the other one that's kind of just gone quiet. I know a lot of people were 50-50 on him because of do you know what, right? If we were to, we've got one of the opportunities to do one of the funniest things ever, right? Go get Wahi. Wahi bangs against Chelsea, and then Elise comes on as a sub and bangs in the last minute 2-0. Light work.
That scenario was sounding realistic until you said Elise comes on as a sub.
No. Do you know why? When do we play Chelsea? Hear me out. When do we play Chelsea?
I think there's still a bit of time till we face them, and that's going to be a game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just thinking about him coming back from injury.
I want Elise available in that game because that game is going to be fun. Because I know Chelsea are amped up after what's happened. But we are facing Chelsea at their ground on Boxing Day.
Oh, he'll be back by then.
Yeah.
That's light work.
Yeah, at their ground. So, yeah.
We will be there.
No, I'm literally going to that game. I have to be going to that game. But look, people.
I don't know.
Funny enough, there wasn't anything else. And I didn't want anything
We don't
else
care
today.
about anything else.
Exactly. We don't care about anything else today. Today is Elise Day. Marking your calendars. I remember on the 14th, was it me and you, AJ? That it nearly hit me. And it nearly cost me literally everything. But I said it on the 14th of August. Remember that stream? I said that as this drags on, it's more than likely that Elise is going to be staying at Palace.
You did say it. You did say that.
And geez, I mean,
it looked like he was about to hold the L, man. Steve came through for you, mate. You might have to send him a card or a little bottle of red wine or something, man.
Yeah, literally. But look, 2-3 days after literally saying that he is staying. As I said, it should.
Maybe he watched the stream, innit? Maybe he watched the stream. He knew.
Hopefully. If you watch the stream, then boy, we should make 1 or 2 more signings, and we'll all be happy. But look, if you guys have enjoyed it today, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. We managed to talk about Elise for 40 minutes. Him signing a new deal. Of course, we're all excited. But if you haven't already done so, make sure to check out the Arsenal preview on the channel as well, which got posted earlier on today, where me and T discussed the midfield. We talk business, not transfer business, real business, because we got Arsenal on Monday night. Of course, a massive game. The fans will be up for it now, AJ, in that game.
Mate, I'm losing my voice, man. I'm going crazy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So that should be an exciting game. And me and T recorded it before the Elise news. So we talk about the mood going into the game. But I'm pretty sure if T was to speak right now, he'd change that all around. But yeah, we spoke about that. And also an opposition preview should be coming out in the next few days as well. Look, people love and appreciate every single one of you. Keep safe. We'll most likely be back tomorrow. But until then, keep safe and up the Palace.